Hello and welcome to the Philippines. I'm going to tell you a story about a man named Jed. Poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. One day he was on the internet and he found a dating site, a free dating site for the Philippines. Jed had been divorced for many years and he's over his heartache finally. And he has not found anybody in his home country that he's interested in. But more than that, he hasn't found any ladies that are interested in him in his home country. And so he is literally amazed at how many girls are young, pretty girls are interested in him. And he chats with several of them over the course of a couple of months. Many of them are quite poor, have stories, and he sends money to some of them. $25, $50, even $100. After about a year of chatting online, Jed has narrowed it down to one girl in particular. They seem to be compatible in so many ways, and they have talked about so many things and their interests on the internet. He has told this young girl that he's not interested in having any more children, and she says that's okay, that's not a problem. And so he's saved up his money. He finds a cheap flight to the Philippines. She meets him at the nearest airport to where she lives, and after a couple days of getting to know each other better, they go off to meet the family. Now, let me back up just a second, tell you a little more about the story. Jed is not his real name, obviously, and in fact, it is the most common story I have heard in 4 years here in the Philippines. Talking to many expats, and it includes the stories of many people, and some of you will relate to this with various details. Jed's girlfriend, let's call her Vicky, works, and that is good because she's expected to send money home to the family every month. And if she didn't have a job, you would probably be expected to pick up that slack. That is part of the culture here. And she is able to take some time off, so you're able to visit some beaches and other places of interest. You're getting to know each other over the coming months, and there seems to be a spark there. You seem to be really falling in love, really enjoying each other, having a lot of fun together. She enjoys her new lifestyle. Vicky's family and friends understand that she has a foreign boyfriend, and they occasionally ask her for loans. And Vicky's smart enough to tell her that you're on a very tight budget. You don't have extra money for that. Vicky likes to text Jed regularly, very often, wanting to know where are you and what are you doing, Jed? And she's very concerned, very protective, very clingy, perhaps, very easy to become jealous. And they have a thing here in the Philippines called tampo, where they remove their affections from somebody if they feel like they've been hurt. And that could go on for a couple days. They just are not going to show any affection or talk to Jed. Vicky also starts hinting that all of her friends already have babies, and hinting that, well, she really would like to have a baby. Her coworkers, her family, friends, all adding a little bit of pressure there, especially with a foreigner. There is some desire to bring some foreign blood into the families, oftentimes. Jed does not want to have any more children, and even though Vicky and others have told him, even taxi drivers have mentioned this, give the lady a baby, and you don't have to worry. The family will raise it. That is a big part of the culture here, and I've seen it many times. People the sales clerks, the lady sales clerks in the malls and such, they come from a province quite a ways away. They have one, two, three children, and the family back in the province, back in the smaller town, is taking care of that child, and she may see him once a month, once every 6 months. But that is not the culture that Jed grew up in, and it's rather unacceptable to send a child away to other people for them to raise it. And even though it does happen occasionally, it's not common. As time goes by, Jed decides he really doesn't like the area that they're living in that well, and convinces Vicky that they should move to a different city. And they move. They find a reasonably priced place to stay in. For Vicky, it's a new adventure, and she can find a new job, probably a better paying job. She's educated. She should be able to find work easily, and yet she goes out on interviews and comes back, says she cannot do the work, did not get hired, and she's made the statement that she actually likes being unemployed, having the free time, because now she can spend so much time with her new boyfriend, hopefully potential husband. And you're starting to wonder if she's really looking very hard. And part of the problem is the family still expects that money every month. And if she's not working, the question is Jed going to come up with the money for the family? Vicky also misses her friends and her family. The Philippines is a very family friend oriented culture, and they do many things in groups. Jed loves Vicky and loves to do things together. Very fun person to be with, and they've been having more and more time together. But she is unhappy where she is presently. She apparently can't find a job. She's not around friends. And he's starting to question that relationship. He wants the best for her. She wants a baby. He doesn't want a baby. She wants to be nearer to family. He doesn't want to be in that area. He says he just can't do it. Let me make a couple comments here before I continue with the story. Here again, this is a combination of many stories, but very similar stories I hear from many expats. And it is very easy to come to the Philippines, to fall in lust, fall in love here, and you get the attention from young girls, young ladies, middle-aged ladies, and something you'd never get in many of your home countries. And I've asked many people about the age difference, and of course that varies. You got 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, and you have poor, middle, and upper income. So there are lots of choices in the types of people that you would want to search out and start networking with, get to know. And the suggestion of many people who have been here for a while is take things slow. And because relationships become very serious very quickly here. And I've been asked by taxi drivers, different people, how long have you known your girlfriend? Well, 6 months. Well, why aren't you married? And it's considered a very serious relationship very early on, that you latch onto somebody, that you make a commitment to somebody. And there isn't a lot of casual dating here, I don't think. Once you date a couple times, that's considered pretty serious. And you need to be prepared. It's a different culture, different language. The culture is different. The expectations are different. So you should be aware of that coming in. I will also say that generally what you think it's going to cost is lower than what it will actually cost. It will generally cost you substantially more than what you think. So add $200 to $500 a month to what you think you're going to spend here if you're going to get into a relationship like this. Jed has been here about a year in the Philippines, and it's time for him to go back to his home country, take care of some business. So he plans to be back there 3, 4, 5, 6 months or so. And he gets back, so they're back communicating on the internet again. And things slowly start to cool off. He's not sure what's going on. It's probably the attitude of both of those people. He had looked for a cheaper place for her to live. He didn't want to pay the full rent he was paying. So they tried to find a cheaper place for her to live, and turned out that she hadn't found a job yet. She really did miss her family and friends. So it was decided that she would go back with her family and try to get her old job back again. And during that period of time when he's gone out of country, things did cool down. He needed time to think, and she needed time to think. They both had different goals. The Philippines is a great place, and you can start your life over. You can have a great life here, a great relationship. Or you can spend a year or two uh, making emotional decisions and getting frustrated and starting over again. So learn from other expat stories, this being one. And you try to use your brain, and we all have brains, but we tend to make emotional decisions, and those emotions can cloud our thinking very quickly. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, please share the video, please subscribe. Safe travels to you all wherever you're at, and we'll see you next time.